And once again, it is time for us to take a look at some of our Alaska news, this time for Wednesday, June 7th, 2017. As always, we have more stories than we have time for in a video format. If you'd like 30 to 40 minutes of news delivered by audio form directly to your inbox every morning at 5 a.m., become a subscriber at radiofreespeech.com. A couple of rescues from a glacier, actually in the Denali National Park area, and two separate rescues. In one case, somebody who had a severe intestinal infection of some kind, and another one where a climber had fallen down a 40-foot crevice. It took 14 hours to get that fellow out. He had severe hypothermia by the time they reached him, but he did make it out alive. Down in Anchorage, a firefighter was, quote, severely injured during some kind of training incident at a local firehouse. That's all the details we have at this point. The man who's accused of that GCI outage that happened on Sunday, remember this fellow who broke into the towers in Anchorage and destroyed some of the, actually, millions of dollars of damage, and ended up breaking up GCI coverage all across the state, everything from 911 calls to internet. Major outage by one guy armed with a screwdriver. He also happened to call himself Lucifer. He told police that he was there to fix the problem. The MV Tustumena, more repairs needed. This went in for service in March, was supposed to return in July. Now they've found even more repairs that need to be made. It's not going to come back into service until August. A new massive system has been discovered of oil up by the North Slope. We're talking about billions of barrels of recoverable oil. Everybody's excited about getting our mitts on that money, right? Meanwhile, the State House has rejected the so-called compromise that the governor had proposed about how to stave off the government shutdown, which is going to happen on July 3rd if they don't manage to somehow stave it off. Tesoro is going to be changing its name to Andeavor after acquiring Western Refining. However, if you are a fan of Tesoro gas stations, it will keep that name, and the gas stations, they're just going to change the name of the drilling operations and everything else in the state. And the Fairbanks Police Chief has gone on record as saying that property crimes are on the rise, urging people, regular, everyday citizens, to watch out for each other. And, if you see somebody who's casing the place out, to, let them know that you're watching them. Be safe, though, while you're doing this. Basically, they're saying that they only have one person to investigate all the property crimes. They're understaffed. The deadline is nearing for the Fox Well supporters. As you may recall, the Fox Well used to be a spring, and people would get free water there for generations. And then it dried up. DOT dug a well at that point, and people still continued to get free water. DOT, however, was maintaining it, and when they ran out of money, they said, we can't do this anymore, offered to sell it. Local property owner said, I need to protect my investment, so he was going to buy it, and this group that really desperately wants to keep free water for themselves and for their friends, they've been trying to get some money going. They've got a GoFundMe page. I think they've raised $7,500, and they need close to $50,000, and the time is almost up. And as always, we have more stories than we have time for. So if you'd like to become a subscriber, I will deliver to you 30 to 40 minutes audio form directly to your inbox, email every single day. Just check it out at radiofreespeech.com. One last story for you to keep in mind is that there's a village fund that shows potential. This is part of the payment in lieu of taxes for some of the oil companies that are drilling up there in the Arctic. They are now going to be setting up a fund to help some of the villages in that area. It's not going to be just direct payments to the local governments. They're going to be doing these funds, which will also help kind of in perpetuity with the locals. Interesting ideas. Check it out. More at radiofreespeech.com.